Now I'm recording.
Also, I will say I have no idea what to do on this. So,
Oh, that's great. I was gonna just walk us through it because they're way more casual than our normal ones. But basically, so this is the first time, Noah, hello. The listeners know you from our ecosystem episodes, but this is the first time you're joining our chit chat episodes. So really the premise of them, like why Brian and I started them was because we feel like there's just so many different things that like things that we talk about like in our one-on-ones, and so we were like, you know what, sometimes they're valuable, sometimes they're not, and they're, if they're not valuable, they're fun. So um we just thought we'd create them. So really all the premise of them is like we each bring a couple of topics. Usually it's like two to four, and it's okay if you don't have any prepped. Like I think you'll catch on pretty quick and probably have things to pose anyways.
yeah.
But just like topics of like anything in like e-commerce or just like the business world, like social media, marketing, trends, stuff like that. Sometimes they're so random, just like opinion pieces of like, it's like, what do you like better? Like this was one of the topics last episode. So like Google Maps or like Apple Maps. And then that leads you down to like funny stories, whatever. So that's like the
Oh,
premise of it, is just like we come on the podcast, chat for a little bit about different topics like all around the map, and then get some interesting hot takes.
cool. Do you have some topics
I
that
do.
you're
I
like
do.
not chat with me about
I
publicly?
I do have I do have topics that we can chat about publicly. Um, it's the newsletter Raisin Bread. It's by like Marketing Hire. I've referenced it on previous episodes, but they just have like a bunch of marketing trends and like updates and stuff like that. So, have you heard of BeReal, like the app? I'm sure you have, right? Okay. Do you
I
have
have.
it?
Yes, I've seen. I don't have it. Do like a lot of men have it? I haven't seen
Like,
any like resharing on Instagram. To be honest, just to
mm,
set the stage, my social media presence. It's basically exclusively Instagram. Not on TikTok. My Facebook got hacked probably a year ago. I never even bothered
you
getting to
never looked back.
it. So there's probably horrible things going out from my Facebook account right now, but I can't see them.
People,
Uh,
that's just gonna tell people to go and look now. You opened
yeah,
the
because
floodgate with
I
that one.
probably had, probably didn't. I don't know. Facebook, I might have just put like my normal first and last name.
Yeah.
Um, whereas some of the others had aliases for a while. So
That's
not.
funny. It's like your middle name. Like I saw that a lot.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. Okay, so that's fair.
But but real quick, like, I see the trends in social media through Instagram because like once something starts taking off, people just start resharing it on Instagram. So it was
Yes.
TikTok. Now Be Real is everywhere on Instagram. So that's how I'm familiar with it. Uh,
Okay.
not intimately familiar, I would say.
Okay, okay. So I think, okay, I'll tell you. So basically, like brands are starting to experiment with it with Be Real,
Oh,
which
interesting.
I think
Can
is
you give
really interesting.
like the premise of Be Real? Like, what
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah. So Be Real, it's like how they're marketing themselves is like the anti-Instagram, where it's like no filters, it's once a day, everyone posts, there's no likes, there's no you can like react. So it's like you take a picture of yourself and it like becomes an emoji. Or you can just like have a regular emoji. So there's, I think actually there maybe is a comment section, but there's no like liking, and you have your, you don't know how many people are following each account. So you just like you have your friends on there and that's it. And so that's the whole premise of Be Real. And there's a like a notification that goes out once a day, and it says like time to be real. Take your screenshot. You have like officially 2 minutes to post in that time frame. And it's supposed to be like you just capture what you're doing in the moment. Now, like, of course, if you're missing the notification, like you can post after. Um, and so that's the whole premise of it, is like they're they take away the fakeness, the filters, all of that. And
And then what
so,
is the double-sided camera?
oh yes, it takes a picture with both cameras. So like if you're holding and it's a little bit delayed. So like you're holding your phone, right? Like
Yeah.
you're taking a picture, a selfie with friends or whatever you're doing, whatever's in the background. And then the other camera, it'll like the back camera, it'll take a picture like a second or two after that. So like some people have gotten really creative with it and they're actually really pretty to see because like if there's a beautiful landscape and then it's
Right.
like the picture of you, right? Like it and you can like toggle back and forth between the two.
Yep.
And like I've seen on TikToks, like people like throw their phone up and like they take a selfie, throw their phone up in the air, and then it's like you capture everyone who's there or like a cool angle, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's like really, really cool applications of it. And I don't know of any other app that like takes a picture at the same time with both cameras. So, like for instance, one of my friends just got engaged and like the BeReal went off when they were like during, like right after they got engaged and while they were taking pictures. And so like one of the pictures is like her with her ring and then
Oh,
like
that's
him in the background and then they were at Yosemite. So it's like a beautiful picturesque mountain and that's what she put on Instagram. Like
very
so
cool.
those are some of the applications. Now, how brands are using it is like they're, at least this is what I've read. So like Chipotle and Elf, the makeup brand, are the two that like I read this article on, and Chipotle is using it to like do like discount codes and like secret menu items. So it's kind of like FOMO marketing a bit. The whole premise is they're like sharing coupon codes or like discount codes or like secret menu items, stuff like that, and being like the first people to use this like this code, the first 100 people to use this code are gonna like get this exclusive like $100 gift card, stuff like that. So that's how they're using Be Real. But like there's also skeptics out there who are like the platform's going to be gone. Like there's been like 15 versions of this. Like, um, did you hear of Dispo? It was like David, oh my God, what is the YouTuber's name? Shoot. I'll think about it. But like it was like another version of this where it's basically like a disposable camera app and it
Oh,
like takes pictures and like you can share it with other friends. So, like it's like a photo album basically, but it's an app. David Dobrik, that's the name I was trying to think of. So like he had his own thing. So like there's also the other side of the coin where people are like, this is not going to be around for a while. But I mean, there's a decent amount of people who use it. Like SNL had a skit on Be Real. Did you see that with Miles Teller?
no.
So it was like it just seems like Be Real is catching a lot of people's eyes. Like I've now seen um some, I don't know who it was, but like some email, it was like the subject was the two little yellow exclamation points, which is what Be Real uses, and it's like it's time to be real, like get this
Yeah.
brand
Okay.
thing, right? Like
Mhm.
so it is kind of catching on where it's like a social or like a cultural cue. It's like, oh, you're in the know about this, whatever.
Yeah.
Um but SNL, they just had like it in a funny skit where basically the like Miles Teller, his character, and some of the other SNL characters were like robbing a bank and the Be Real went off. And so like
I
it
had to
was
stop and take.
yeah, like everyone was like, wait, stop. Like so like the robbers, like Miles Teller, his character was
Oh, that's
like
awesome.
being told about what Be Real is, and they were like, you have to take your phone, but it'll take a picture like at the same time of like both screens. And then Miles Teller's like his character um is like put your hands away like whatever and then he's like but wait show me it first like so it's kind of catching on so I just thought it was interesting like brands starting to get on there and last chit chat episode Brian and I talked about Chipotle in the metaverse so it just seems like they're trying like their marketing team is just going off and seeing like, you know what can we do with all these different platforms? So
Yeah.
super interesting.
So can you tell me again the use case of like Chipotle's use case for it?
They're so like their pictures that like a brand like a marketer takes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them, but this is what they described in the article is like the one of the pictures will be like a secret promo code. So if you or I followed Chipotle and
Uh,
saw the Be Real come up from Chipotle, then we go online or we take it to a store and we say, "Hey, I saw this Be Real with this coupon code, like say it's a free bowl or whatever, a free burrito. Can I have it?" And if
right.
you're one of the first 100 to like redeem it, you like get this perk, I guess. So that's how they feed into, I wonder if I like looked it up and just saw like if there was a
I
example of it.
got it. So you get the for real code, first 100 people. Wow.
Yeah. There you go. So like that's how, okay, so you can see like view all 10 comments, whatever, and like it expires the next day. So like
Dang,
that's what they're doing to like generate a following, but like you can't really see how many people are following their Be Real, but that's what they're doing to like on this new platform. Um,
this
which is
is a
very interesting.
yeah, sick use case. I wonder. Okay, so then like how long? I guess it doesn't matter because they cap the number of people who can use that promo.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah. But like super interesting. And like for influencers, like I could see the application there of like, you follow an influencer on Be Real and they post about Chipotle and it's like their discount code. Like it just grows and grows and grows, right? Like if the platform is still getting enough traction to the point where it is now, like if that keeps up, then I could see like why is that any different from Instagram or like anything like that.
Absolutely.
Um yeah, so just very, very, very interesting.
This
So
is
it's
all.
what?
This is awesome. I love this use case.
Yeah, isn't that fun?
And I feel like there's so much opportunity for this. Like, what brand, like, there are a few brands that, like, wouldn't benefit. Like, any
Yeah.
consumable
Mm-hmm.
could
Exactly.
leverage this.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to find the number of like how many downloads they had. Um,
A way to um, grow social media following as well, right?
mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
but I would imagine I don't know what the feed is like what's the feed experience? Is it like you just scroll through just like everything else?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. So like people who have posted for that day, and you can only see something for that day. Like you can go back and look at your own library of pictures that you've taken, but like say I posted on Be Real and you were one of my friends, you can't go back and see yesterday's post for for
Oh,
myself. It's just 24 hours. Yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when people like post their Be Real on Instagram, it's either like a screenshot or
Yeah.
there's ability to like save that picture.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So like I can save my own pictures. If I was to put like your Be
Right.
Real on mine, I would have to screenshot it. But like I can go back in my library of Be Reals that I've taken and save
Oh,
any of them.
cool.
Um, and
Yeah,
that's how like people can upload them to Instagram.
got it.
So yeah.
Oh, very cool. So basically what you're saying is we should have
Oh,
a
I
little,
already have like
a
it in the
little more
works.
Be Real and get a
Yeah.
Be Real.
Yeah. Oh, believe me. Like, okay, so this is also one of my other tangents is, and it's tangentially related, but like dropping Easter eggs or like cultural references. So like Taylor Swift just dropped her new album,
Yep.
right? I'm an avid Taylor Swift listener. Love her.
Who isn't?
Exactly, exactly. Who isn't? So I've seen a lot of things trending that have to do with Taylor Swift. Um, and like whether it's on TikTok or Instagram or anything, like the idea of like little Easter eggs and that like FOMO marketing, I think it's pretty much the same play of like the Be Real because you have to be like in the know about it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
so like the my mind, of course, with just like TikTok and everything is racing with how I can somehow seamlessly wrap in any
Does
little um any little like Easter egg.
yeah, okay. I like it. Does Malomo have a TikTok? Do we have a TikTok?
Okay, so it's almost like I told you to ask that question. We don't yet, but I have gotten the approval to make one. So,
Was that like a hard thing to ask
not
for?
at all. No.
I was gonna say, I feel like Yao or Alicia would be like, why are you even asking me that? Like,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It was just more like, oh, can I do it? We've been talking about it for a while, but just with, normal stuff, like it got kind of put on the back burner, but now one of my quarterly goals is to really like expand that and look into it.
uh,
So, look out for us on TikTok.
are there
Gonna be having fun.
any of our like partners in our ecosystem that have them that you sort of admire? And
Oh, okay, okay. I see what you're saying. So I have to do a deep dive on our partners, which is like part of it. I thought for a second you were saying brands, and I was like, there's a ton of our brands on TikTok. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Partners specifically though, I need to look into. I know there's a lot of people just like I don't think partners necessarily there's going to be as large of a market for, but merchants, it's crazy. Like I feel like
yeah,
everyone right now is trying it because why wouldn't you? Like the discoverability is so high on TikTok. That's what's so appealing to it. But like I feel like I saw maybe Gorgeous. I looked in one second, let me look. Um I feel like I looked up a couple of our partners a while ago to try and see when I was like making the case earlier.
yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah, the reason I ask is because like the B2C application is like super apparent, makes a ton
mhm.
of sense.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's as clear for B2B, but I also am like an avid believer that a lot of the things that g- go on in B2C marketing should and will eventually be
Yeah.
applied to B2B. So like I love the idea of incorporating B2C strategies in our marketing, but I'm curious like if others are doing that, which is the first reason I asked, and then what your thoughts are on like what that experience will be like on TikTok, the Malomo TikTok channel. Like, will it
Yeah.
be retention marketing focused? Will it be specific to our product? Like, what are your maybe
Yeah. So
share? I don't know how exclusive this
I was
is.
gonna say you'll have to tune in to figure it out. No, there's a ton of market for like tips and tricks and stuff like that. So, but getting back to your question of what I see like the podcast, especially, um, the market for podcasts right now is on TikTok. Like the scalability there is big. So like just the
What do you mean by that? Like getting podcasts, like podcasters are going to TikTok, or that's a great channel for like acquiring new podcast listeners, or maybe
both. So like the consumer is going to TikTok and like scrolling through and they're if they see like a 15-30 second clip of podcasters that's funny, their algorithm, if they like stay on the video longer, will feed them more of those videos. So like the consumer is getting more and more familiar with those podcasters and their faces and their humor and like or their education, whatever they're specializing in. And then going to the app to like going to Spotify and subscribing because they like those listeners or like TikTok will just keep feeding them so they see them more. And then for podcasters, podcasters are using that as their platform for content right now, like creating short form video and getting their message, their audience, like growing their audience on TikTok. I've seen a ton, and there are like definitely a couple that I know I saw on TikTok, and I'm like, dang, these are funny, and now I listen to them. So, it's that like that I see as the it's more of the brand awareness, like the
yeah,
brand building on TikTok. And then for us as well, the so that like the podcast would be both the educational things, like all the tips and tricks that we're learning from our partners and our merchants, and then like the funny side, right? Like of us talking about like be real in marketing. Like that's just interesting stuff, or at least I think it is. Um, and then also like product updates too. So
yeah,
like, oh, like we work, you know, we work with Shopify to do this. Like, look at this new update, like our problem orders launch, right? Like taking in little 30-second video and explaining like, oh, if you're in the Shopify ecosystem, this is why this might be relevant for you.
yeah,
So it's a bunch of the stuff that we're encouraging our brands to put on their pages is like we can equally educate yes merchants but also like the consumer on a good experience what that looks like for them.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So it's like that I think is where we could kind of get like one step and two steps like in the like connectivity with the consumer.
Mm-hmm. Mm, that's
Yeah.
really interesting. Have you looked at any of Shopify's in the past
I
or
I definitely did like but this was like maybe in it might have been literally last like February that I did. So it's been a while. So I have to look again and do a deep dive.
oh, here we go. I just want to see what sort of stuff they talk about.
Yeah. I'm sure it like the thing about TikTok is it's kind of all over the place. which is fun because you never know what you're gonna get. Like there's some that are educational videos, there's some that are funny. Like Duolingo. Do you know Duolingo, the language learning platform?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like Duolingo, they have a bird, or sorry, not a bird, an owl mascot, and they got their following because they started just doing like funny TikToks of like their marketing interns like bugging the CEO, and like it's them in the costume, like all these different like funnier trends that they did in the owl costume. And then people were like, "Oh, this is funny." And now they have a huge
God,
following on TikTok. And they're
yeah.
like leading the way. And like Scrub Daddy too, like the sponges, they're leading the way as well. AARP just like
No,
they went viral on TikTok. Like there's really there's no like rules yet as to what is and isn't okay. And I think with TikTok that'll probably stay around for a while. Um and why there's so much potential on the platform.
that is really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Uh, so the one that I just pulled up from Shopify
Uh-huh.
is it's like says boss who wants you to focus on Twitter content.
Mm-hmm.
Next, the next thing is like, this is you.
Is
This
it
is
marketing intern who wants to be on TikTok? Yeah. Yeah, see, like I know that trend, and that's so true. So like I am going to rope in all the rest of our other like see they have that little Shopify bag. Like, it's yeah, it's like the little logo. I've made jokes about us getting like a little butterfly, but I'm like, come on,
oh
give it
my
to me.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you wear the costume? I mean,
Oh, for sure. I would so get the team involved in this. Like I would make everyone and everyone who would be comfortable like being on a video be on a video. Like
I
can you
think,
not see like majority of our team
oh,
getting
for
into
sure.
it?
I think I
Yeah.
would come into the office more than like once every 2 months.
Exactly.
If
Exactly.
you do TikToks.
I was like, today is a TikTok day, guys. Like come in. We're gonna
Yeah,
spend an hour like making content, get like all everyone who's in Indianapolis to do it, and then people who are working remotely can like also be making videos because it's so easy. So,
yeah.
yeah,
Love
big plans. Big plans.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
excited. Um, yeah, I think that
If you have
that's
ideas, let me know too. We can brainstorm.
oh yeah, once we
Um,
launch, I'm sure we'll have plenty. And I said Brandon earlier, but I think he's haven't seen some success, Brandon from Electric,
yeah. Oh, that's huge.
with his TikTok that the only reason I know about is because he posted on Instagram.
There you go.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that he started to get a little following himself, so we might pick his brain on some tips and tricks as well.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited for it. So more to come on that. That was literally just decided, I think, this Monday. So, and now today is oh wait, yeah, today is Tuesday. So
Very cool.
yesterday.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Exciting stuff. When
Hmm.
when are we hoping the first vid goes live?
So I am looking to start it either this or like this week or next week and just start putting in videos that we already have. And like that'll be mostly from the podcast and just like launches and whatnot, just to get some of that base content in there. Because it'll take a little while, obviously, to like kind of find your market and like even out. And then hopefully like start getting a cadence for like more of the trending videos and like getting the team involved. So that would probably be it could be maybe, depending on people's workloads and whatnot, maybe in Q4, like December before the holidays, but people are going to be very busy. So I'm not expecting much until Q1 from
Right.
other people. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How has this is my first holiday season in e-commerce and
Mm,
uh
yeah.
how was last year?
Yeah, so I feel like it was just like a fever dream is the best way to describe it. And that's even coming from me, which I am not on the like directly on the customer
Right,
facing side of Malomo. So like product and CS definitely are the two branches that I would say get hit the most because they're obviously like more customer facing. And then
right.
sales really does like take a little bit of a breather because traditionally merchants aren't looking at this time of the year to like unload a new service that really comes in like Q1.
Yeah.
So I really saw like a bunch of movements from like partners to get the word out there about Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Like that's when we had our two big webinars in November and January. So like I was pretty busy with that. But December, it was mostly just like being consistent, being there for brands, like no matter what like vert or team you're on for Malomo. Um, so yeah, it's weird because it like definitely hypes up with like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and then a little bit of a divot, and then like you hit the holidays and it's like almost like a ghost town. Like no one's online, no one's really buying because they're celebrating with their family, you know? So like late December it really kind of stalls out and then picks back up in January. It was fun though, I think, like it being the first time to be in the holiday season in e-commerce.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'm excited for my first go around. I feel like um I feel like anxiety is high across
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
everywhere, like
Yep.
partners, clients, prospects, agencies. But at the same time, it's like the most exciting time of
Yeah,
the year for us all. So I'm
exactly.
and also like obviously there's a bunch of horrible things happening in the world and the economy being where it's at. Um, but we know we're going to see an uptick. It'll just be interesting to see like what that actually ends up looking like and what
Like how big the uptick is. Yeah.
exactly like
Yep.
consumer sentiment is and consumer spending around the holidays.
Yeah.
Uh, so I'm really curious to see how it all plays out.
Yeah. I definitely think yeah, I think there's a lot of nervous energy around like what it's gonna look like. So it'll be interesting kind of like in the new year to sit down and sift through it all. I was just going through our social like calendar too to like jog my memory of what we were doing and like even now it's crazy because we were just launching this podcast last year in like early September, so Q4 or
Gosh,
just end of Q3, but like in October too, like episodes with like our second episode went live in October and then like Pura Vida, House, like a couple other Ned,
uh,
couple other podcast episodes. So like definitely weird to sit here now and like
it's the whole thing now.
it is a whole thing now. Yeah. So it's fun though. I'm curious to see. We'll have to put a pin in it and see like what your interpretations are after this year and like
Yeah,
if they met kind of your expectations or if they went completely differently. Yeah, I remember last year too. It was the shipments like the shipment delay, what shipmageddon, right? Like of January, like that was a big thing that people weren't expecting of like the canal and everything
yeah,
being backed up. So I remember that being a big part of a lot of people's takeaways from the holidays.
especially if you can't proactively communicate those delays.
Yeah, I mean, come
Imagine
on.
how horrible that would be.
Yeah, if you didn't have, those systems in play, people just wouldn't know their gift or their
Right.
item is still on a ship somewhere.
Still on a ship somewhere,
Yep.
not coming for a few months.
Yeah.
So maybe this Christmas they'll get it.
Yeah, yeah. I hope
Hopefully.
it makes its way around this Christmas.
Good.
Okay. Well, this is fun. Thanks for joining, Noah.
Thanks for having me.